Chosen one. You've been wondering why everything around you has grown quiet, why the noise faded, why the people who used to surround you have disappeared. It's not a coincidence. It's a divine calling. God is pulling you inward. The world has been too loud for too long. You've spent years listening to others, adjusting, trying, explaining, apologizing. But now silence has found you, and it's not empty. It's sacred. Silence is the womb of transformation. Every soul that is destined to do something great must first pass through the gates of solitude. Before light can be born, darkness must become your teacher. This is not punishment. This is preparation. You've been chosen for something higher, and higher always means lonelier. Mountaintops are quiet places. Few can breathe at that altitude. Few can walk where you're going, so God separated you. He took away the crowd so you could finally hear His voice. He let the noise die so the truth could rise. And the truth is this: not everyone can handle your calling. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone is meant to stay. In this sacred isolation, your strength is being built. Not in applause, not in visibility, not in validation, but in silence. Because silence is where your spirit finds its balance again. You see, the world tells you that success is about being seen, being loud, being known. But God measures growth in silence, in unseen progress, in private victories, in quiet obedience. He watches the nights you stay up crying but keep your faith anyway. He sees the mornings you rise when everything in you wanted to quit. He counts those moments as glory, as strength, as proof that you are chosen. So don't despise the quiet. Don't run from the emptiness. Don't fear the isolation, for it is in the stillness that the chosen are refined. When gold is purified, it is placed in fire. No one claps for gold while it's burning. No one admires it in that stage. But when the flames fade, what remains is pure, strong, radiant. That is what God is doing with you. You are in the refining fire. And the silence you're feeling, that's the sound of your old self burning away. The noise, the validation, the constant need to be understood, those were your attachments. They are being stripped from you so you can stand in full power. When you no longer need the world to see you, you are finally ready to be seen by heaven. Chosen one, you are not being forgotten. You are being hidden. Hidden for protection. Hidden for timing. Hidden for greatness. Seeds are buried before they bloom. And right now, you are the seed. Burial feels like death, but it's actually transformation. When God buries you, it's not the end, it's the beginning. The soil feels dark, the weight feels heavy, but underneath it all, roots are forming. Strength is growing. Faith is anchoring, and when the time comes, you will rise, not by force but by divine design. You won't need to announce it. The light will reveal you, so sit with your silence. Don't fill it. Don't fight it. Let it speak to you. There are messages in this stillness that you could never hear in the noise. You are learning the language of heaven, and heaven speaks softly. Every quiet day is an invitation to tune in, to align, to listen. You are not being delayed. You are being trained. This is where you learn discipline. This is where you learn detachment. This is where you learn discernment. Because not every door is divine, and not every voice deserves access to your mind. You have spent too long explaining your spirit to people who cannot see it. You've tried to justify your peace to those addicted to chaos. You've given your energy to conversations that did nothing but drain your soul. But that chapter is over. Your silence is your new language. Your peace is your new defense. Your energy is your new currency. Protect it. Guard it like treasure. Because when you protect your silence, you protect your connection to God. This world feeds on distraction. Everyone is speaking, posting, proving, performing. But few are listening. Few are still. Few are at peace. You are being called to be one of the few. To be still in a world that never stops moving. To be grounded in a world that thrives on chaos. to be calm while others chase noise. There is a reason they don't understand you anymore. It's because you're no longer vibrating at the same frequency. You used to meet them where they were. Now you walk where they can't follow. When your vibration rises, your circle shrinks. It's not rejection. It's realignment. The silence feels strange only because you've been surrounded by noise for too long, but soon this silence will feel like home. Soon you will crave it. Soon you will realize it's not emptiness. It's elevation. The chosen ones rise quietly. The light doesn't shout, it shines. And you, chosen one, are learning how to shine without saying a word. So when they ask where you went, tell them you were being rebuilt. Tell them you were being remade. Tell them silence taught you everything the noise never could. Because this is the truth. The loudest power is the one that doesn't speak. The most dangerous move is the one they don't see coming. And the strongest souls are the ones who learn to grow in the dark. This silence. It's your sanctuary. It's your weapon. It's your womb. Stay there until God says, now. When He does, the world will see what He was building all along. Chosen one, listen closely. There is power growing inside you. Quiet, invisible, unstoppable. You may not feel it every day, but it's there, beneath the surface, building momentum like a rising tide. Every time you choose peace instead of reaction, that power grows. Every time you walk away from drama instead of defending yourself, that power multiplies. Every time you keep your silence when others provoke you, heaven takes notice. Because real strength does not explode, it endures. You are learning a new kind of power, one that the world doesn't teach. The world celebrates noise, loud confidence, constant exposure, endless opinions. But the divine celebrates restraint. The divine rewards the one who holds their peace. In your silence, you are learning to master your energy. You are no longer reacting. You are responding with wisdom. You no longer speak from ego. You speak from alignment. You no longer move to impress. You move with intention. That is the hidden power of silence. It's not weakness. It's strategy. It's control. Every great warrior knows this truth. Silence before action creates precision. You don't waste arrows when you are still. You don't lose focus when your spirit is calm. And that's why the enemy fears your silence, because it means you are thinking, aligning, becoming unstoppable. The chosen ones rise differently. While others compete, they prepare. While others chase validation, they chase purpose. While others talk, they listen. Your silence is confusing those who once knew the noisy version of you. They don't understand why you no longer explain, why you no longer chase, why you no longer respond to every attack. They think you've changed, and they're right. You've evolved. You've learned that peace is more valuable than attention. You've learned that energy is more precious than approval. You've learned that wisdom is born in the quiet moments when no one's watching. You used to beg for closure. Now you give yourself peace. You used to justify your heart. Now you simply protect it. You used to overshare your plans. Now you move in silence and let the results speak. That is growth. That is maturity. That is divine intelligence awakening in you. Understand this, chosen one. Not everyone can handle your silence. It exposes their own noise. It reveals their insecurity. Your calmness threatens those addicted to chaos, because it mirrors what they refuse to heal. But you are not here to fix them. You are here to rise. And to rise quietly means to rise wisely. When you choose silence, you are saying to the universe, I trust divine timing. I don't need to rush. I don't need to prove. You move from needing attention to embodying authority. Your energy begins to speak for you. People can feel your presence before you say a single word. That's spiritual mastery. Presence without performance. When your energy is pure, your silence becomes magnetic. People won't understand why they're drawn to you. They'll sense peace in your aura, strength in your stillness. They'll crave what you have but won't know how to find it, because it's not a technique. It's alignment. The hidden power you carry is not in what you do. It's in who you've become. You've faced betrayal, heartbreak, rejection, and still chosen peace. You've walked through storms and still kept faith. You've been misunderstood, misjudged, mislabeled, and still stayed kind. That's divine strength. That's the mark of the chosen. The enemy doesn't attack noise, it attacks potential. It tries to distract the ones carrying purpose. That's why so many things tried to steal your peace. That's why chaos followed you, because the enemy sensed what was inside you long before you did. But now you're awake. Now you see. Now you understand that peace is your weapon, and silence is your shield. No one can destroy a person who no longer reacts. No one can manipulate a mind that lives in awareness. No one can break a spirit that has mastered the art of letting go. You're not running anymore. You're rising. You're not talking about your healing. You're living it. You're not chasing validation. You're embodying truth. The chosen ones are built differently. Their strength doesn't come from applause. It comes from alignment. They walk through the fire and come out with wisdom. They lose everything only to discover that nothing essential can ever be lost. That's your lesson now. You've learned that when everything external is stripped away, what remains is eternal. That is where your power lives. So embrace this hidden season. Don't crave exposure. Crave expansion. Don't rush to be seen. Rush to become. Because when you become what God designed you to be, visibility will chase you. You won't need to knock on doors. Doors will open by themselves. You won't need to convince people. Your energy will speak truth. You won't need to prove your worth. Your silence will prove your transformation. When others wonder where you went, you'll smile. Because you didn't disappear. You evolved beyond their understanding. You stepped into the dimension of divine flow, where forcing ends and becoming begins. In silence, you are learning your rhythm again. You are remembering how to breathe with intention. You are remembering that you are not behind. You are being positioned. Every pause has purpose. Every delay hides design. The chosen ones never truly lose. Even when they fall forward. Even in pain, they grow roots. Even in darkness, they find light. You are one of them. You carry ancient wisdom in your spirit, and that's why your path has been different. You've never fit in, because you weren't made to. You were made to stand out by standing still. The world glorifies speed, but heaven honors stillness. The world rewards performance, but heaven rewards patience. The world praises noise, but heaven empowers silence. That's the secret of your hidden power. While others chase fame, you're building foundation. While others seek validation, you're cultivating vibration. While others talk about change, you're becoming it. You may feel unseen, but the unseen realm celebrates you. Every time you choose faith over fear, heaven applauds. Every time you choose restraint over reaction, you align deeper with divine power. That's what the world can't see, but heaven can. You are no longer reacting to life. You are creating it with intention. You no longer speak from insecurity. You speak from knowing. You no longer seek external peace. You generate it from within. This is what it means to carry hidden power, to know who you are without having to announce it, to walk with quiet confidence, to forgive without needing apology, to love without needing recognition, to give without needing thanks. Because the chosen ones understand. What's done in silence echoes louder than anything shouted. When you act from purity, the vibration ripples through creation. The universe rearranges itself around your alignment. So don't worry if no one sees your effort. Don't worry if they don't clap for your healing. The right eyes will see you when the time is right. The right people will recognize your energy when they're meant to. Until then, stay silent, stay grounded, stay powerful. You are rising without noise, evolving without validation, winning without announcement. And that, chosen one, is true power. The power that can't be stolen, copied, or contained. It's the kind of power that glows from within, that speaks without words, that moves mountains in the unseen. This is your hidden power. Own it, guard it, honor it, because one day when the time comes, your silence will roar louder than any voice on earth. Chosen one, something inside you is awakening. You can feel it in your bones. A quiet fire, a sacred strength that wasn't there before. You are no longer the person you once were. You've outgrown the noise, the fear, the patterns that kept you small. This, right here, is the rebirth of your spirit. It's the moment when the old you begins to fade, and the real you, the eternal you, begins to rise. Rebirth does not happen in comfort. It happens in silence, in surrender, in the dark night of the soul when everything familiar disappears. But you endured it. You walked through the storm and refused to give up. You faced your shadow and didn't run from it. You allowed the breaking to become building. Now the universe is rearranging itself to match the frequency of your new being. The energy you once chased now moves toward you, because you've become magnetic, not through effort, but through alignment. The rebirth of the spirit begins when the ego dies. When you stop needing to be right, to be seen, to be understood. When you start trusting that every rejection was redirection. When you realize that peace is worth more than popularity. You see, for so long, you defined yourself by how others saw you. Their opinions shaped your mirror, but God has shattered that mirror so you can see yourself through His eyes now. You are not who they said you were. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are a living expression of divine intelligence, learning to remember its own power. That is the essence of rebirth. Remembering. The soul does not evolve by becoming something new. It evolves by remembering what it always was. You have always been light. You have always been chosen. You have always carried purpose within your spirit. This silence merely gave you space to rediscover it. In the beginning, it may feel strange. You'll look at your old life and wonder how you ever fit there. You'll listen to conversations that used to interest you and feel nothing. You'll walk into rooms that once felt familiar and sense the disconnection immediately. That's because the frequency that once fed you can no longer hold you. You've grown beyond it, and growth often feels like grief. You mourn the old version of yourself, even though she was never meant to last. But as you let go, you make room for the new. You make room for peace. You make room for light. The rebirth of the spirit is quiet but powerful. No one may notice it at first. But soon, everything about you will begin to change. Your energy, your presence, your decisions, your voice. You'll begin to speak from truth, not from trauma. You'll begin to act from intuition, not from insecurity. You'll begin to move from guidance, not from guessing. This is the evolution that silence brings. This is why the chosen ones must go through isolation, because transformation requires incubation. A butterfly cannot emerge without the cocoon. A diamond cannot shine without pressure. A soul cannot rise without silence. So trust this process. Even when it feels uncertain, even when you don't see the results yet, trust that something sacred is forming inside you. Every lesson, every heartbreak, every delay has been a divine ingredient. The pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to rebuild you from truth. And now you rise. Not through noise, but through knowing. Not through effort, but through energy. Not through force, but through flow. You've entered the season where you no longer chase, you attract. Because your energy has become clear, your vibration steady, your intention pure. You are aligned with what is meant for you. And what is meant for you can never miss you. The rebirth of the spirit teaches you to detach from what no longer serves you. People, habits, mindsets. You release them with love, not anger. You forgive not because they deserved peace, but because you deserved freedom. You let go because your soul is too expansive to stay where smallness feels safe. This is divine maturity. To bless what left you, to thank what broke you, to smile at what once hurt you, because you now see it clearly. It all served your awakening. In this rebirth, you no longer see life as happening to you. You see it as happening for you. Every storm built your strength. Every silence built your faith. Every ending built your beginning. This understanding changes everything. The victim within you dissolves. The warrior within you emerges. You realize that every time something was taken away, something greater was being prepared. Now, your spirit walks differently. Your eyes see deeper. Your words carry weight, because they are spoken from the fire of experience, not the surface of emotion. The rebirth of the spirit is not loud. It's not dramatic. It's not about proving anything. It's about peace that cannot be shaken, faith that cannot be broken, and strength that cannot be explained. You'll notice that things that used to bother you no longer do. Situations that used to trigger you now teach you. People who try to test your energy simply reflect their own unhealed pain, and you'll see it clearly without judgment. That's when you'll know. You are no longer reacting. You are reigning. You are no longer surviving. You are creating. You are no longer seeking. You are becoming. The new version of you walks with grace, not with defense. You no longer need to explain your peace. You embody it. You no longer chase closure. You carry completion within, and the more you embrace this energy, the more your reality begins to shift. Opportunities find you. Synchronicities increase. People feel drawn to your calmness, your clarity, your confidence, because divine alignment radiates a frequency that speaks louder than any voice. You begin to realize that what you lost was never truly yours. It was simply part of your learning. And what is truly yours will recognize your energy without explanation. The rebirth of your spirit is not the end of your old life. It's the beginning of your authentic one, the one you were always meant to live, the one guided by purpose, not pressure, by faith, not fear, by wisdom, not worry. You are entering a season of divine flow, where you attract effortlessly, move gracefully, and manifest naturally. Because when your inner world is in order, your outer world aligns. You don't have to force blessings anymore. You just have to be aligned with who you truly are. This is what silence has taught you: to listen, to trust, to surrender. You no longer need to control everything, because you understand that what is yours cannot be lost. You have walked through fire and found freedom. You have faced emptiness and found enlightenment. You have lost everything that was false, and in its place, discovered everything that was real. That is rebirth. That is power. That is divine awakening. Chosen one, you are no longer walking the old path. You are walking through new air, breathing new purpose. And even though the world looks the same, you can feel that something inside you has permanently changed. You no longer rush. You no longer beg. You no longer explain. Because peace has become your priority, and priorities create power. The old version of you needed validation. The new version of you needs vision. The old you was loud, trying to convince. The new you is quiet, allowing truth to speak for itself. That's what happens after the spirit is reborn. You no longer seek outside what was inside all along. You start noticing the divine language of life, the way the right message appears at the perfect time, the way silence answers louder than words, the way rejection suddenly looks like redirection. Every single thing that used to confuse you begins to make sense, because rebirth brings clarity, and clarity feels like peace. Listen, you don't have to chase meaning anymore. You are meaning. You are a vessel through which the universe expresses wisdom. Every thought that aligns with love is guidance. Every pull toward peace is confirmation. There was a time you didn't trust that voice. You doubted your intuition, ignored your gut, waited for signs. But now you understand. Your intuition is the sign. The whisper within you is not imagination, it's instruction. The rebirth of the Spirit teaches you to move from faith, not from fear. Faith is silent but unshakable. It doesn't need evidence, it creates it. Fear screams, faith knows. Fear reacts, faith responds. You have walked through enough darkness to know the difference. You've learned that when everything falls apart, that's when everything real begins. Because endings are not punishment, they are preparation. And now, every morning you wake up, the universe whispers, start again. Not from where you fell, but from who you've become. You rise, not to prove anyone wrong, but to prove God right. You rise because your existence itself is evidence of grace. There will be moments when you still feel the pull of the old. The mind will try to return to what's familiar, to comfort zones that once kept you small. But now you recognize that comfort is often a cage. Peace may be quiet, but growth is never comfortable. You've learned to differentiate between peaceful stillness and painful stagnation. And so you choose movement. Not chaos, divine movement. You no longer run away from pain. You walk through it with purpose. You no longer hide from truth. You welcome it like light through an open window. This is the new you, a soul awake in a world still asleep. You see things others miss. You feel energy before it's spoken. You sense when something is off long before the evidence appears. That sensitivity is not weakness. It's spiritual intelligence. Your empathy is a weapon, your intuition a compass, your stillness a shield. You don't need to fight battles that your energy can end silently. When you are aligned, your mere presence shifts the room. That is the quiet authority of the reborn spirit. You don't have to shout, you radiate. You don't have to prove, you embody. You don't have to demand, you attract. And slowly, people begin to notice. They can't quite explain it, but they feel it. Something different about you. A gravity, a calmness. That's the aura of alignment. It cannot be faked. It is earned through surrender. This energy begins to reorder your world. People who cannot handle truth drift away. Those who vibrate in peace draw near. Your circle shrinks, but your frequency expands. The crowd gets smaller, but your calling grows louder. You start to understand that solitude is not loneliness. It is refinement. The silence that once felt heavy now feels holy. You begin to crave it, to protect it, because it keeps you connected. The rebirth of the spirit changes your relationship with time. You no longer hurry, you harmonize. You no longer chase outcomes, you create alignment. Because you've learned that divine timing is never late, it's precise. You stop asking, when will it happen? And start declaring, when it's ready, I'll be ready too. That shift opens doors faster than effort ever could. Now the universe mirrors your inner order. Opportunities start flowing in ways logic can't explain. What used to be blocked begins to move. What once resisted now receives. It's not luck, it's resonance. You've become a match for what you prayed for. The rebirth of the spirit teaches patience with purpose, because destiny isn't something you chase, it's something you align with. And alignment happens when the heart, mind, and soul move in the same rhythm. That rhythm sounds like peace. It feels like gratitude. It looks like grace. Gratitude, chosen one, that's the fuel of your new season. It multiplies what you have, magnifies what you attract, and neutralizes what you fear. When you say thank you tell the universe, I am ready for more. Because gratitude is faith in action. The more you live from gratitude, the more miracles become normal. The more you appreciate, the more abundance appears. Not because the world changes, but because you do. Your perception becomes your portal. You see blessings where others see burdens. You see lessons where others see loss. You see beginnings where others see endings. That is the gift of rebirth, the ability to see life through divine eyes. And now, the path ahead is no longer something you fear. It's something you feel drawn to, because your spirit recognizes it. It's the path you were created for. You no longer ask, "What if I fail?" You ask, "What if I fly?" And that question shifts everything, because faith isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move anyway. Courage doesn't mean you never tremble. It means you tremble forward. Every great transformation begins with one quiet yes. You've already said yes. That's why you're still here, still fighting, still believing, still rising. Your rebirth is not in the future. It's happening now, breath by breath, choice by choice, moment by moment. You are not waiting for a sign. You are becoming one. Every time you choose peace over panic, you are a sign. Every time you choose forgiveness over fury, you are a sign. Every time you keep walking in faith, you are proof that resurrection is real. This is your era of inner mastery. Not loud success, sacred success, the kind that cannot be taken because it wasn't built on ego. It was built on essence, and as this chapter unfolds, you'll see the fruits of your silence, opportunities, revelations, connections that carry divine fingerprints, because the universe always rewards those who keep their heart pure while their hands work quietly. You are one of them, a silent warrior, a hidden light, a chosen soul, and the world is about to see what happens when a spirit reborn walks fully in purpose. Chosen one, you have walked through shadow, through silence, through seasons that broke everything false within you. You have been refined by solitude, purified by pain, and resurrected by faith. And now, you stand at the edge of your becoming. This is not the end of your story. It is the moment you remember who the author has always been. You have learned that the real battlefield was never outside you. It was within you. Every fear conquered, every wound healed, every tear surrendered. All of it became sacred material for your rebirth. You did not lose yourself in the darkness. You found your light there, and look at you now. Silent, strong, unshakable. No longer desperate for validation, no longer chained to approval. Your peace has become your presence. Your stillness, your strength, your isolation, your initiation. The world tried to tell you that being alone meant being forgotten. But the truth is, solitude is where the chosen are remembered. It's where God whispers the kind of secrets that can't be heard in the crowd. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. You were never being hidden. You were being honed. Every delay was divine design. Every setback was sacred strategy. And now, the same silence that once felt like emptiness now feels like eternity. You have become the calm in the storm, the light in the room, the mirror of divine intention. You are proof that patience pays. You are evidence that faith works. You are the living reminder that silence is not weakness. It's wisdom in motion. Listen closely now. The universe is shifting around you. You can feel it. The air itself seems different. Doors that were once closed will open effortlessly. People who once overlooked you will feel your energy before you even speak. Opportunities that once hid from you will start searching for you, not because you chased them, but because you became the frequency that attracts them. That is the power of alignment. This is what your silence has created. A gravity, a glow, a grace that cannot be explained by logic. You are walking proof that stillness builds strength the world cannot measure. And now, it's time. Time to rise quietly but undeniably. Time to walk into rooms that were once too small for your energy. Time to speak with authority that comes from authenticity. Time to live with peace that cannot be taken. Do not shrink. Do not explain. Do not doubt the path that made you. Every scar is sacred. Every tear has been turned into testimony. The world will try to pull you back into noise, but you'll remember this truth. Silence is power. Because silence keeps you close to source. Silence lets you hear the real voice, the one that says, "You are enough. You are chosen. You are ready." So as this chapter closes, take a breath. Inhale faith. Exhale fear. And step into your destiny. You are not who you were. You are who you were always meant to be. A soul reborn. A warrior of light. A vessel of peace. A living message of divine transformation. The time for hiding is over. The time for rising has come. Walk gently. Speak truthfully. Love deeply. And carry your silence like a crown. Because when the chosen one rises, the world shifts, and now the world is shifting through you.